Hey folks, it's Matt Rainwater here today, and we're gonna do something a little bit different. I am working on a design, so y'all probably don't know this. I've never really mentioned this in any of these videos or on my social. I probably have maybe vaguely mentioned it on my social media. I happen to hold on. I don't want to erase all this just yet. Be making t-shirt designs with my sister for a company that she is pretty much making from the ground up. And this company is named Society. It's spelled Sochighety. There's a play on words there. I don't know if you can pick it up. I'll let you figure it out. But so I figured this would be a great Halloween themed little video to do. My sister was requesting that I do a design that was Halloween themed. She's working on having a couple of t-shirts made for the season. And at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm kind of fussing around with this design because I'm not sure if it 100% works. I need to figure out a couple more things to make it all come together. When my sister commissioned me for this design, one of the first things the main idea she wanted to get across was that she wanted like kind of a celebration of, I don't know how else to put this, like a bad girl personality. The original thing was about to put it in more polite terms, I only hang around with bad witches. So I took that idea and I was like, well, I could have fun with it my own way. I mean, this is already sort of within the realm of Trailer Park Warlock. I was like, well, what would be fun is like kind of a trashy like Trailer Park witch, and that's the direction I went with it, and my sister really liked it, and I'm almost done with the initial design, but there's still, I don't know, something's just not quite together, and that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Hold on a second, y'all. Come on, Clip Studio, you can do it. Clip Studio's been having some trouble with me. This is a slightly older computer, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. So initially I was going with, I think I'm still going to go with the full moon design. My question is, how big do I want this moon to be? I kind of want to go big. Essentially, my reasoning is I would like to be able to design this shirt for working as a black and white design on a black t-shirt. I wanted to work on a bunch of different color shirts, but I'm kind of going with the hardest design it's going to work on is black and white on a black t-shirt. There's a lot of black placement within the design, so you have to really, what's the word? You have to really think through how all those things are going to fit together. And I do think that it is important that at least parts of this design poke outside of this moon. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to, change the shape of this moon, move some, oh, there's the phone. Oh, the blasted phone. Coming to interrupt my work. I hope that y'all can bear with it for just a moment. I'm not gonna go answer it. I'm not gonna. It's a robocall. We all know it's a robocall, right? You, me, everybody, and in the northern hemisphere, everybody in the southern hemisphere too. We all know it's a robocall. Oh, it's gone. Thank you. So anyway, before we were so rudely interrupted, what was I saying? So, as you can see right now, I am really fussing around with some of the placement of white outlines. Oh, shoot. So that, crucial and important aspects of this design don't get lost if it were to be placed on a black t-shirt, which means I'm also going to need to move these bats around. Some of these bats, not all of them. I'm going to move this bat to be more into the moon. All right. And this other, I'm almost tempted to just get rid of this other bat. I don't know. I was just thinking have I given enough context for this design to people who are listening right now? I think so. So yeah, I mean, basically, I'm personally, originally my sister wanted to have like a caption to this t-shirt, and sounded like she changed her mind as soon as she saw this current design. And I was personally, that was the camp I was in, because I like just having images on t-shirts if I do have anything on a t-shirt. I don't usually wear t-shirts that have I don't usually wear t-shirts. I just don't wear shirts. I just, walk around half naked all day long. No, I usually wear just flat colors. Don't often wear shirts that have imagery or text or whatever. This particular t-shirt design might change that stance. I actually kind of like it a lot. I hope y'all do too. Check for this when this t-shirt design is finished. Check for it. It'll be up on Threadless. If you go to threadless.com and you look for Society, as I had previously spelled it, SOCHIGHETY, you'll find it there. But also, I will more than likely be posting about it on my social media, so on my Instagram or on my Twitter. Okay, so I fixed that situation. My next thing that I want to figure out, do I want to keep these spiky Bowser bracelets? I want there to be, I made the sandals black, I made the bikini top black, the hat black. I basically did all this to have little spots of black placement throughout, the character, so that your eye can go, can read properly through the character and doesn't just kind of veer off. I'm either going to stick with the bracelets, which I feel doesn't quite, I don't know. I feel it doesn't quite work in terms of this character. That's where I'm this character, I don't know if, I think what would make more sense is if she was wearing some hoop type bracelets. Let's see. Here's what I'm going to do. I can redraw it easy. It's not that hard to redraw. Erase. Erase. I might only have it on this hand if I do it. So here we go. Nope, too much. I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna stick with that. I mean, it's kind of cool. It just makes her more punk. Maybe that's not a bad thing, though. I'm like second guessing myself. Look, y'all, I probably said this a couple of times already, and I'm going to say this forever. The worst enemy of yourself as an artist is yourself. Just the pressure of second guessing your own choices and playing those games with yourself in your creative mindset of like, oh, is this the right choice? Is this the right choice? As I'm getting older, and maybe this also comes with just doing it more and more, there's a point where you can get to first thought, best thought. It's very, I don't know, I heard somebody say that as like a Buddhist mantra or something. And oftentimes your own initial intuitions about something are correct. It's hard though, right? Because like you second guess yourself, you go, oh, I don't know, but it doesn't, mesh with these ideas that maybe these people have, or my teacher told me this, my mama told me this, my dad told me this, my parents or my family told me this, so maybe I should listen to their advice on it, or my friend said this about that, but I disagree. Trust your instincts on it. Just, really trust your instincts on it. Trust your initial take on it, because you know yourself better than anybody else knows yourself, and that might take time to foster initially, because there are sometimes elements in our society that cause us to doubt our own intuitions, our own feelings about things in the world. But where am I going with this? This is turning into some kind of like some kind of YouTube lecture. My point being, though, as an artist, like, learn to trust yourself. Learn to trust learn to trust your eye, and cultivate that gut feeling of like when a design is working, when a drawing is working, and when it's not working. Anyway, I think we're ready to move on to inking this. Pretty sure. I'm looking at it just a little bit more, taking it all in. My favorite thing about this design, by the way, is the fact that she's writing on a Swiffer. Like, can I just point that out real quick? That is the whole, honestly, that is the whole impetus of this design. I found it entertaining, the idea of drawing a witch riding a Swiffer. That is oftentimes the impetus for a lot of my designs. There's just one little element that sticks out for me that I think is like either hilarious or clever or interesting or whatever. And that's what will carry me forward into making something. All right, so now I'm going to go to inking this design. I'm just making that layer transparent, the layer underneath the inking layer. And I'm going to try not to be too rigid about my line work and not too loose. half and half. But I do want to be very cognizant of, oh my gosh. Well, I guess first I can start off by being really cognizant of how my curves are looking. But then secondly, being very cognizant about how I am using the white space as it is leaving this moon, which is in a lot of ways a space that exists to make the character readable in the event that it is placed on a black t-shirt, so that the line art doesn't get lost. I think that'll work. Excellent. And this may be something that I fuss around with more, but for now, looks good. Also, another thing to consider too is that this design is going to reduce and squeeze down when it's actually printed. And that's true of just about anything you do that is going to be printed. It's always going to end up smaller than when you initially worked on it. So things that really stand out as being glaring mistakes to you, oops, it's going to be a tough line. I know it, I see it. Things that stand out as glaring mistakes to you will reduce down and basically disappear, which is comforting, isn't it? All right. So a lot of these curves are just going to be a challenge for me right now because this is the first thing I'm doing during the day. I didn't really warm up. It was my mistake. And it shows that I haven't warmed up because these lines are super challenging to get. Having to do a lot of retakes. I thought that isn't the case for most people most of the time. It's one of the great things about working digitally is that you can redo stuff. Oh my lord. This line is just gonna... It also just doesn't quite match up, so... Probably gonna have to fuss with it some. Oh, okay. Looks good. I'm trying not to get like, see, like that's too close up. Oh my lord. What if I reduce, because I'm trying to get a point. I'm trying to get that point right there. Okay. I have recently been getting into a series of YouTube videos called Trapping in Japan. And two things. Didn't know I liked trap music, that particular genre of rap and hip hop. Turns out I like it. And also combined with footage of Japan. I don't really know how these videos were made. I don't know if the person posting it is also the person taking the videos. But there's a lot of just, for some reason, it's turned out to be the perfect mix of like the juxtaposition of two elements that don't necessarily coincide with each other, but together make a harmonious and wonderful whole of trap music and constant single take imagery of streets in Japan or the coastline or what else? Mostly streets of Japan. It's cool. Yeah, look it up on YouTube if you're ever curious. It's like simultaneously relaxing and energizing to watch. I like to play it in the background while I'm working so that when I'm like looking up from my screen, I can look at like just some cool people living on the other side of the world. See what they're doing. Anyway. Oh my lord. I got it. So I am gonna stick with these spiky bracelets, but I think what I'm gonna do is make them smaller. Might be too big. Okay. It's not that much smaller though. Hands are still not entirely. I mean, you know, I've gotten a lot better at drawing hands, but they're still kind of a challenge area for me. I still have to work kind of hard to get like hands to look decent. They're very complicated. They're one of the more complicated things you can draw on a person. All right. And my pinky looks a little too big for my comfort level. Looks all right. I don't know, something about this palm right here. It looks odd. I don't know. Maybe if I do it like that, it still looks odd. It's like that might be the best. That might be. I'm gonna have to come back to that a little later. If I sit on this I could end up just like redoing that hand for an hour, get nowhere. Would be fun. All right, where do I want to go next? Still have these lines for the hair. I'll do these details in the face. Now I want a thicker line than that. Eyelashes. Cigarette. Does that work? See, something's off. Try and fix it. I don't know. Like that cigarette seems almost like it's too long. This is one of those things I might have to fuss with more. It seemed like it had worked in the initial line art, and then now I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if that works. Like it wasn't 100% before I went to ink. And now I'm paying for it. See, like, look at that. This line art, yeah, see, that's not, it's not good. Nope. I'm going to come back to that in a little bit. Because apparently it's not, I did not 100% work it out before I got to that point. We'll do... this arm. I'm going to think a little bit about the problem I ran into when I was trying to finish her face. And the main issue is, I think what I need to do is I just need to go back to the layer underneath and just draw it out a little bit more and refine it before I finish inking it. This is something I'll do sometimes. I'll just like, okay, I want to get this line and I'll erase the extra. Like so. All right, looks good. Ink these loops. Okay, I'm gonna finish this arm. Let's do it. Ooh. Like that? Is that good? Does that look good? I think it does. Yeah? I'm gonna go back. I don't know. Something's not right. Like the arm looked a little too thick. I'm gonna fix that line right there. Cool. All right, the mouth. Let's see here. All right, main problem. Cigarette doesn't actually line up with the lips. Second off, the lips did not actually, didn't seem like I actually finished drawing them. So that's a problem. All right, try again. Here we go. I'm gonna pick 15 for my line width. And then just go in here. See, is that, Something. That might work. All right, let's try it. Let's see what it looks like. Why is that happening? It's weird. All right. That seems like it works. This detail. Okay. I might not even draw the filter here because it's so small. It might just look like it's like a line, the line from the face going through the cigarette. So I'm just gonna keep it basic. Something else that can be frustrating is there are lines that are so easy to draw, and then when you have to go back over them when you're inking, it's like, how did I make this line so easily? The first time. I don't get it. Having to go back over and over and over and over again. How frustrating. Alright, that looks pretty good. Oh. There we go. It's better. Alright. Where are we now? I think this arm is actually too thick. So I want to thin it. But I don't want... Oh, what a tightrope block this is. Is that too thin? Almost seems like it could be too thin. Adjusting the size of that brace. Alright, and then let's try it now. Okay. Okay, so like this arm seems really thick compared to this arm. Looking at it. Let's see. Maybe I could thicken it on this side. Oh, okay. That worked. And we'll go over here. Yeah, I'm just like, whenever I'm doing line art like this, I'm just like, what looks good? What looks like an easy, what looks like an easy line right now, and then take on the easy line and then move to the next easy looking line. It's even more so like that if I were doing like analog inking, as in brush and paper and pen. So it's very challenging today. It's not always this challenging, but today it feels challenging. Okay. Finding myself holding my breath a lot. I wonder if that's why I'm feeling burpy. Very burpy today. Which is difficult when you're trying to, it's difficult to be burpy when you're trying to talk to people through a microphone. I'm really noticing something, which is I didn't 100% think out my line work before going to inking on this design. And then that wouldn't always be an issue, but it is an issue for this one because I am going for a certain amount of precision for this design. I feel like if there are mistakes, they become glaringly obvious. So I'm really feeling very rigid in how I approach it. I'll say this much, it was way easier to draw than it is to ink. That isn't always the case. It's oftentimes the reverse. Okay. Like so. Nope, not like that. Oh, is that bracelet actually bigger? Yeah, it does look that way. This hand might be the easiest thing I ink for this design. So, Matt, what do you have going on after you finish drawing this design? Well, thanks for asking. After I finish this design, I'm going to be back to drawing episode 35 of Trailer Park Warlock. Which initially I was like, oh, this is going to be really hard, but when I was thumbnailing that episode, something I forgot about, which is that I put in has a fair number of very conversational close-up panels. Now, granted, I am going to do something to make sure that those panels are interesting and not just like, close-up shot, close-up shot, close-up shot. Like, I know people are going to be reading a lot of dialogue, but quite frankly, like, just having a bunch of close-up shots is not very interesting to me. And I want to make sure there's some kind of, either something going on in the background or some interesting, like, body language going on. I didn't work that out in the thumbnails for the most part, so I'll have to work that out a little bit more today when I'm drawing that chapter, that episode. Let's get the handle. Oop. And so for my sister's t-shirt company, I have made a fair number. Let's see, how many designs have I made so far? I would say about 8. And this is probably the funnest one I've done so far. trying to think of all. So like one of the t-shirts was like, there are a lot of t-shirts about cannabis. I mean, you could probably have figured that out given the name of the company. But what else? Maybe I haven't done that many t-shirt designs. There was one that was a goldfish and a water bong. I just thought it was a silly design. My sister really liked it. Excuse me, one sec. I have to sneeze. All right. Sorry about that. What else? Nothing. Nothing. Oh, something that I am going to be doing in the future. I want to make some Trailer Park Warlock themed t-shirts. I just have to figure out, like, I'm having a hard time figuring out, like, what would be a good design for a Trailer Park Warlock t-shirt. And I haven't gotten that inspiration yet. It just hasn't come to me yet. I find t-shirts to be kind of challenging because I myself don't often wear t-shirts with designs on them. And because of that, I find myself in this position of not really entirely knowing what I'm doing. So I have this whole new thing to learn. And so I guess I could start from, well, all right, what kind of design would I want to wear, personally speaking, if I were to wear this shirt? It's usually a pretty good place to start. Usually. If you awesome contributors, Patreon patrons, listeners, etc., have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will definitely check them out and read them. If I see anything that strikes my fancy, I will go with it. Because this is, I mean, y'all are probably people who would be interested in buying a Trailer Park Warlock t-shirt. And the plan is that my sister would print them through her company. She's learned how to do screen printing. She's really good at it. And she has my full confidence in making an excellent Trailer Park Warlock themed t-shirt. But also we will be putting them up on Threadless too for the more complicated sort of t-shirt designs that involve not just like lots of colors, but also like gradations and stuff that you can't necessarily do with just like a run-of-the-mill screen printing situation. Think I've got a problem. It just occurred to me that I got a problem. I didn't think that through. All right, well, if I do, actually. No problem too bad I can't fix. Right? All right, let's see. I'm gonna get this tattoo right here. I want a thicker line than that. All right. I'm getting close to done here, y'all. I don't know what to do about that. How did I have before? I might just go with that. Even after I'm done with this initial inking, I'm going to have to come back to it and kind of mess around with it some more. These sandals. This is going to be a long, difficult... There we go. Yeah? No? Try again? Might have had it better. I might have had it best the first time. I don't know. Ooh. Go thicker. Go thicker. It's very challenging. Oop. I think I'm going to close the line up like that. I don't know if that's working. Ooh, yeah, that doesn't work. That looks alright. Just gonna like... There we go. I think I can live with this. Like I said earlier, it's actually on a t-shirt, you won't even be, I mean, even if you look, if you look at it far away, hold on a second, I'm gonna just zoom out. I see it. I don't know if you see it. There's just like that line for that knee is like slightly off in some way that I don't appreciate. Also, when I was drawing this, I made the feet bigger, but the feet still seem too small. That might be better. Yes, that is better. All you can really do is better. And then make the sandals here. We still have the bats and the moon. I'm starting to get kind of impatient because I'm ready to be done inking this. I might actually take a break in a second. Because this design has been kind of a challenge. Turning into a pain in the butt. I'm probably going to post this video close to Halloween, so I'm going to just say right now, because I feel like this is a pretty good Halloween themed video. Happy Halloween, y'all. I hope y'all are going to have a good one. Hope, if you're not drinking candy, drinking candy. If you're not eating candy, I hope you're drinking something swell. If you're not drinking something swell, I hope you're eating some nice candy. If you're doing neither of those things, I'm hoping something wonderful and pleasurable is going on in your life. And if not even that, I hope you're still able to find something to put a smile on your face for the day. All right, I'm going to finish this leg, or this knee, and after that I'm going to save and call it for this video. This video is running a little bit long because it's taking me a while to ink this picture. That's okay. All right, that's the design so far. And I will probably next... Oh no, I'm going to have that video before. I'll have that video. I'm going to have the video posted of me drawing Trailer Park Warlock before you see this video. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good one. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh. Yeah, let's just do that. Anyway, see y'all later. Bye.